Oh my God, I thought I just hit stop streaming for a second on accident. I was going to be like, today is terrible. What's up, everyone? This has become the usual lately, and this is Punk with a Controller. I'm one of your hosts, Paul Sabo. This is my other host, twitch.tv/LordxHam. We go live normally Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but due to some complications with Jay's power system last night, we weren't able to
what the
record
fuck?
yesterday.
Dude, I
So,
can't.
yeah, we'll get into all that in a minute. So we're recording today, this afternoon. It'll still be up tomorrow over at our YouTube channel of the same name, Punk with a Controller. You can go over there and check out all 16 episodes. We go over what we've been doing throughout the week. We catch up with what we've been playing and what we've been watching. We cover some of the big news in the gaming industry. We end with a closing topic that gives you more insight into who we are as gamers, and we're doing something a little different this week. We normally do like top 5 lists or like predictions. This week we're trying something new, so I'll get into that a little later. But yeah, this week's been quite a jam for both of us. I've been really tired, and Jay, you've had a power situation. What's going on with you?
Shitty week. One of the worst weeks ever, to be honest. And it's just been stressful and tiresome. And of course, Friday, we actually got off at like a reasonable time after we did all this shit. And then Lady Ham texts me. She's like, yeah, power's out. It just went out. Did you pay the electricity bill? And I'm like, yeah, I paid the electricity bill. Guy, who do you think I am? And like the neighbor was like, yeah, ours is out too. And then as she left, she's like, be careful, because like the one street light was out, like not blinking. No, it was like dead. And then I'm coming home, and all the gas stations are dead. Like nothing's on, no signs, no pumps or anything. All of the stoplights were dead in my whole city.
Damn.
And I blame the Summit County Fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say it was a nice day up here, at least. I know you're
There
a
was
decent ways south, but
it was sunny and hot outside. All
yeah.
right. Like either someone whacked something with their car, or I don't know, a Ferris wheel blew up or something. Who knows?
Yeah, because a couple weeks ago there was a generator that blew a few miles away from my house, and that cut out the power to this one shopping center. And I guess that cut out because of the heat. Like that blew up because of just straight up how hot it was. And I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe it was really nice yesterday. It was like 68 degrees, 70 degrees.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
But yeah, did you play anything? You watch anything this week? I know you don't want to get into the personal shit of why your week was so terrible.
Yeah, no, I over the weekend, was it this weekend? I don't even know when I bought it, but like me and Lady Ham were playing through SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Throwback. And it's really funny, except they couldn't get the voice actor for Mr. Krabs, so he sounds like a complete and total like drunk idiot.
Yeah, I saw that.
But and then other than that, let's see, I got a new toilet time game, Jedi Outcast on my Switch. I regret buying it, and I wish I would have just gotten Jedi Academy.
The
But I was like,
best.
I gotta play the one before it, and it's just terrible.
You don't.
Not at all. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I really didn't. I mean, my week was fine for the most part, despite, some of the heat and humidity that was just exhausting. Uh, Fridays are just terrible for me because I have to be at work at 6 a.m. and then I'm there until about 4 p.m. and then we record usually a few hours after that. And if I take a nap, like I can't get a couple hours. If I take a nap, I'm gonna sleep for like 5 or 6 hours, and then that fucks everything up. So I normally come in here quite tired. So I'm happy we're doing this on a Saturday afternoon because I'm awake. I got a lot of sleep last night, so I feel prepped and ready. I'm just more,
Rejuvenated.
yeah, I'm more so just like, I'm so nervous about fucking things up. I know I'm gonna fuck something up, and I already fucked something up with the opening music.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought I was having like a stroke.
yeah, no, that was my bad. But let's see here. Last night I watched the season 2 second episode of Ted Lasso. Can't recommend this show enough. I really wish it was of all the shows, the new shows, the big shows out there, The Boys, Ted Lasso. I want Ted Lasso to have like, the entire season drop when it launches because I want to just binge watch this entire show right now. I'm doing that with Ozark. I've been literally watching like I was trying to think. I was like, did I even watch anything of consequence this week besides Ozark? I'm about to be on the 3rd season right now. Have you watched that show?
No.
You
I
got
mean, I have heard of it,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah, you gotta watch this show, dude. It is so fucking. It's like if Breaking Bad was like good. Um, like there's just so many characters I hate in Breaking Bad, and there are so many plot lines in Breaking Bad I hate. There's so much dialogue in Breaking Bad I hate. There's just a lot of Breaking Bad that I straight up fucking hate, and all of that is so much better in Ozark. It is it's like a similar concept. It's about, like a run of the mills dad who gets, outed as a money launderer for the cartel, and he has to flee with his family to the Ozark to go and uh start like laundering money down there. And it's really fucking good. The cast is insane. So yeah, I highly recommend that show. And then I streamed a couple days this week. I streamed Monday and Tuesday. I don't really count Monday because streaming Crisis was impossible. Um
was it?
yeah, so this is I'm not fluent in the Twitch and in the streaming circuit as Jay has, or as Jay is. I've been trying to get these fucking widgets to work for the last, I can't even tell you how long. For the last 3 weeks at least with these custom ones. So I'm not as versed on streaming. And what I thought you had to do when you streamed was I thought you had to stream at the resolution, or you had to play what you were streaming. So I'd be playing games on my fucking setup at 1080p 60, and it sucked. It was terrible. And I was talking to Jay because I was just like, I got all these settings cranked down low. I'm getting the game at 60, but it's still outputting like, she's just like, I play at the highest settings I possibly can. And then, OBS or Streamlabs, they just output it for you. And I'm like, that made me go, well, what the fuck? I just like, because then I've clearly been streaming wrong for almost a year now.
I meant
uh,
on like oh, never mind. Brain fart. Sorry, you're gonna notice a lot of brain fog today. I am trying to quit the nicotine.
oh, see, I ain't even trying to get on that boat yet.
You
um,
might notice my eyes just twitch,
yeah,
and it sucks.
yeah. Um, but anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to get Crisis to run on stream, and basically that was all of Monday. Monday consisted of probably 5 or 6 3-minute long stream clips of me testing it out, running it, and I'm losing my fucking mind. I deleted those. You can't see them anymore. They like got, I think maybe 2 people saw them, or they had like 3 views, and I know one of them was me looking at it to see how it came out. And dude, I just I could not get the fucking game to stream that was not choppy as shit. I did everything, and I emailed Streamlabs customer support, and because I was getting it on OBS too. So I'm like, I'm all my shit's on Streamlabs. I'm completely built on Streamlabs. I'm gonna deal with them. So yeah, I email their customer support, and I'm like, I have like I have some of the best internet you could get in my state. I was just like, I have one of the best PCs you can build. I was just like, I'm a Twitch affiliate. There is zero reason why I cannot output 60 FPS 1080p. Like zero reason. And I ended the email with, and if you ask me what my fucking bit rate is, I'm going to scream. Because seriously, like everything was just like, well, make sure your bit rate's set to 6,000 or you might have to lower it if you're not a Twitch affiliate. I'm just like, God damn it. I get that. Like I get it. So I have all the settings and I am on the verge of cracking. I started at 4:30, like getting everything set up. I was planning on streaming at 5 and I didn't end up start streaming until 8:30. Yeah. But
Damn.
I cracked. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I was like, maybe I should just give up on streaming. Like I was freaking out, man. And I was just like, in my last ditch effort out of left field, I don't know why. I don't know. I just don't know what made me think. I just opened Streamlabs as an administrator. And everything worked fine. It was like
I should have told you that I run OBS in admin mode too.
yeah, no, okay. Cause yeah, what was it? You telling me to switch to game capture, that was a big thing. Like I was streaming a display capture the entire time. So yeah, game telling me to go to game capture, that was huge. And then yeah, opening in an admin, that was the cherry on top. So yeah, after that long story, we streamed Crisis Remastered Monday for like about an hour because I spent like 3.5 hours just getting the game running. By that point, I didn't even want to stream, but I've been talking on this podcast about how I've been wanting to finally, Crisis is the PC killer. It's a meme. Someone,
Apparently,
NASA
it's Stream Killer now.
NASA posts like a news article about some new supercomputer they built, and then like a bunch of people will comment on it. Can it run Crisis though? How's it run Crisis? Is it able to run Crisis? Because yeah, the game has been that demanding for so long. So I'm like, I gotta check this out, and I already checked out Star Citizen and got that running perfectly. Not perfectly, but as good as you can run Star Citizen. And I fucking destroy this game, Jay. I that was a switch. I I just kicked my Switch over on accident. It's okay that I don't use it. I'll get to it later. Fuck Nintendo. Sorry. I sent you a little clip on Snapchat. Like I can get it on every setting running at Can It Run Crisis mode, the top mode, even with ray tracing on Can It Run Crisis mode with the ray tracing boost check mark. I got the fucking DLSS on Can It Run Crisis mode, and I am still getting like 60 FPS in the middle of a gunfight. Like it's bouncing down to like 50s, like when in like the big explosions and like shit starts popping off. But no, I am destroying that game, and I'm playing happily at 120 right now, 1440p with all settings on high, except for ray tracing. I have that on low, because then like if you have it on ray tracing, that'll drop it down like fucking 20 FPS, and I'll only be playing at 100. And I'm like, eh. And we've had a lot of discussions, I want to say, on Crisis. You don't seem to be too hype on the whole. You don't seem to be on the Crisis hype train. Which I actually found a little surprising because you are a massive Far Cry fan and you're a big PC fan. So, those two are, they're synonymous with each other. So
Growing up, I never had a computer that could run it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, yeah.
I have it on the Switch though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of playing on like a Game Boy Advance.
But as for the game, now, like you said, I never had a PC growing up that was able to run it. We were well aware of Crysis growing up. This was one of the games. Like you would see back in those days, you'd see a 480p YouTube video on your fucking fat bodied monitor, and you would just be like, God, this looks like the coolest fucking thing in the world. Like you see how the trees are moving? The trees are moving, bro. Like, and then just all the explosions and the destruction, like all of that was so fucking cool back then, and it is still really cool right now. But there are some features in the game that I don't really like. The campaign is it's fine, it's cool, it's interesting, or it's fine. The voice acting could be better, but it's whatever. Technically, the game is still really impressive to this day. They didn't really do much with the remaster. To tell you how much they didn't do with the remaster, I was heavily debating just getting the original, because there is a lot of like tiny features in the original that aren't in the new game. Like a lot of it, like a lot of like the technical shit that made Crisis. But I saw a Digital Foundry video to where they put a lot of that in the remaster in a recent update. So I went with the remaster ultimately. Or also, I tried to get it on Steam. Just here's a little PSA: don't buy Crisis on Steam. Do not buy Crisis on Steam. It was like $5. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, let's go. It is only the 32-bit Windows version of it. They've never updated to the 64-bit version for some fucking reason.
Mm.
And you have to get like a cracked version offline, and you have to go through all these steps to get the game running. This immediately goes back to my argument that on PCs, it's not as simple as just paying for a game, downloading it, and playing it. So yeah, I dealt with that for a while, and then I requested a refund from Steam. Looked it up, and everyone said just go to GOG. They have the 64-bit version. Went to GOG. They wanted $25 for it. I'm like, well, that's a big step up. And then I go over to what is it? Epic Game Store, because I know they have the exclusive rights to the remaster. And I was thinking maybe they had the original on there too. They don't, but the remaster was also only $15. So that also incentivized me to just get the remaster. But it's fine. A lot of my issues with the game have to do with the stealth and basically the visibility. Like I almost want to get the original just to compare the two, because vegetation just seems to be like a visual thing. Like it seems to almost be like PUBG. Like you know how, or like those games, like you know how like you would always like crank vegetation and all that shit down, so like
Yeah.
a motherfucker who thinks he's sneaky crawling through the field is really just in the wide open. I feel like it's something like that, to where I will be crouched in the middle of like dense ass foliage, fucking prone. I can't even see the enemies. And the guys at the guard post 100 yards away down a hill through the woods, they turn and they see me sitting there. So like I
I had
feel
that same issue on the Switch.
I
Also,
feel
I had the same issue of seeing enemies in the vegetation.
so I either say that's one, yeah, no, because yeah, like if you think Far Cry 3, for instance, like they're wearing like bright red or like bright yellow or some shit. Whereas yeah, no, these guys are straight up wearing camouflage. um but the foliage thing, it like annoys me. Like I concluded to two things: it's either one, it's something they didn't do in the remastered and that's in the original, or two, that's the whole point of the suit, is they want you to balance the use of that suit so badly. But like then it becomes clunky in the sense of where like I'm timing out using my suit, crouching and invisibility to the next rock or tree that they cannot see through. And yeah, that's just frustrating. And then I don't know if you have this on the Switch version either, but when you like stealth melee someone and your suit like pops out of invisibility, it makes a noise that alerts everyone around you, right?
Yep.
There's like no way to stealth kill an entire area. It's kind of
Shoot him in the
annoying.
head with the pistol.
Like I don't know how far you in, but like the first area you get to with the snipers, with like the two sniper towers, when you come out on the hill and there's a bridge going out to like this area where you gotta go across the bridge essentially. Um, like I was thinking, I was like, this is like the only way I feel like you could stealth with a sniper, is like sit up way back on this hill and just pop all these dudes with the sniper. But eventually you're gonna run out of ammo because the snipers don't have that much ammo, and two, you don't even get a sniper prior to that point. So like, I don't know. I feel like they really want you to like balance between stealth and chaos and all this other stuff, and there's not
The
as much.
game's just a tech demo. That's all it
Yeah,
was.
we've had this discussion before. It's more than that. I mean, when I think of a tech demo, I think of what Unreal or not Unreal, what who was it? The Coalition put out recently, showing what they're basically going to do with the next Gears of War. Like that's a tech demo.
Far
Um,
Cry 2 tech demo.
what the fuck? I would I would argue that Astro's Playroom, the PS5 add-on game, isn't a tech demo. It's like a 5-hour game with like 5 or 6 different worlds for you to go and explore. That's got its own story and history and everything, and that's a game. Um, but moving on, we've been sitting there for a while. Let's get to the news real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on. I knew I was gonna mess up. There we go. Okay. So story number one, but actually before we get to this, let's see here. I put a little note up here. So this weekend is the Halo Infinite flight where they're basically just it's basically the first beta for Halo Infinite where the multiplayer is just open to a certain extent for a lot of people who signed up for that. I signed up for that. I did not get in. I mean, I'm not saying there's a bias, but Sony sends me a PS5 and Xbox doesn't let me play the new Halo early. I think there's a bias, not between me, but between these two guys. They gotta work their shit out, you know. I can enjoy both of you. I can enjoy both of you. So yeah, if you signed up for that, check your email. Just search Halo Waypoint, Halo Infinite Waypoint was I think it was. See if you got anything from them. Jay, I know you're not a big Halo fan. I know you're actually quite a Halo hater.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, since
Um,
they strayed from the path, let's just say that.
and then more importantly, if you are a big Halo fan, you might want to block some keywords on your social media because when the Halo flight launched, Microsoft themselves accidentally leaked a just massive details about basically the entire game. It was basically like The Last of Us Part 2 leak, but bigger. Like they leaked the campaign, they leaked like unlocks, they leaked achievements, they leaked location, they leaked like details about the game. I read it because I don't care and I was interested. But I'm not gonna spoil any of those for you. But yeah, if you're interested, they're still up. By all means, go and check them out. If you're not interested, like I said, block some of those keywords if you want to beware. And last week was, I want to say, one half our best episode and one half our worst episode. I want to say it was half our best episode in the sense that we had a really good discussion about the situation and the lawsuit between Activision and Blizzard and the state of California. And on the bad hand was I just fucked that entire stream up, Jay. Um, so
Oh yeah,
uh,
did you double check today?
oh yeah, no, we're running. We're running. I'm muted. We're streaming. We got sound and audio. We're good. Um, but one half of why that stream was so bad was I don't know why, for some reason, I switched back to, the normal cam where it's just us, the deuce cam, and I never switched back. Like in the middle of like the first news story, I switched to this for some reason, and then I just never went back to the news screen. And I don't know why. And that kind of annoyed the shit out of me. And then there was no closing topic. We did not talk about Battlefield at all because, well, we did, but when we came back from our break, I did not hit unmute, and we were muted the entire time. So that was a whole lot of fucking fun. So we're just gonna catch up real quick on the Battlefield news that we missed, or not missed, but didn't talk about last week. Jay, how do you feel about Portal mode after we've sat on it for a week now?
I think it's cool. I don't think I'll be. I mean, maybe I'll play it. There's like a couple different types of game modes that I think would be sick that I have in my brain. But you could do like a John Wick mode, like you get a pistol, an assault rifle, and a shotgun and go up against like 50 dudes. Something like that. I don't know.
God damn it. Mod, Jay, get rid of that shit in the chat.
You want to
um,
become famous? Lick on these nuts.
um, but I'm actually surprised you're not as hyped on it as I thought you would be.
I
I
mean,
am.
I'm just ready for Battlefield.
You just want it. You just want this game already.
Yeah, I
You'll
just want
yeah.
the game,
I'm in the same
and
boat.
like this is cool, but it's like even when like Halo 3 came out, like I loved Forge mode, For Forge mode, but I mainly played normal playlists because I like what they're set out to do. You know, like I want to play all out war. That's what I want to do.
For sure. I feel like a lot of these modes that we're seeing right now, like the knives versus defibrillators and shit like that, those are just like, those are just going to be like fun, gimmicky, modes like, check out once on stream and then just never get back into again. But like you said, I'm really excited for the creativity because from what we've read about this, you can do a lot with this game mode. Um, and a few things that I'm curious about is they're bringing in a lot of old Battlefield modes, and we know that these games are going to be bigger than ever. Battlefield Bad Company 2 maps. That we now have triple the player count that we had, or quadruple the player count. Really, I believe. I don't know, something like that. I'm not good at math. Don't yell at me. Um, but yeah, so is it going to be 128 players on a Bad Company 2 map?
No,
Like,
no,
have they said that?
they just won't be like that. They're not. They can't do that. They
Well, I mean,
said that in Portal mode, you will have access to the all-out war maps, the huge ones, but
yeah,
then
okay.
no, the other ones are just like you know
But those
up.
maps, like Bad Company 2 maps, those were 32 players. So is it going to go up to 64 at least, or are we going to go back down to 32 with those game modes? Because that would be concerning to me. I would hope that you would have
Who
some sort
knows?
of control over the amount of people.
Who
Um,
knows? I just want to know if those maps are going to be thrown into normal playlist,
well,
or are they just Portal mode maps?
I want the ability for like bases to be back. Like right here, like this whole or not this whole setup, but coming up in the trailer, it like kind of it's reminiscent to like bases where you all start off on a base on right here. Like you all start off on a base either side of the map with all of your shit and people run and pick it up. It's not picking it up out of the load alone. You have to run and physically get into it. And yeah, then you do whatever game mode you want in between there. Like if there's that much controllability in these game modes, I'm really excited for this. But like you said, I just want to play this goddamn game already. And I really hope there's no horrible allegations about EA that come out anytime soon. So I can't play it because yeah, we got a next story for you, and it is an update on last week. Now I made a really scathing thumbnail about last week because we were covering. Sorry, it's so frustrating for me to talk about and even look at this fucking picture. But I thought I made a really bad thumbnail, and it turns out I didn't need to because the next day Kotaku put out this article, and look at this fucking photo. We reported on the Cosby Suite last week. It's apparently no woman wanted to be caught dead near, and this is the fuck. This isn't like I'm at a loss of words, and
That's fucked.
yeah, I'm not. I don't even like really want to read the article again. If you're interested, go over to Kotaku or just type in Cosby Suite. It'll be the first thing that pops up in Google. Jay, what if I told you one of those guys was the HR, was an HR rep for Blizzard?
Fucked, Julian.
That's fucking insane. That's insane. Like, I don't get it. And their fucking excuse Their excuse for it being the Cosby Suite was the fucking carpet. They said the carpet looked like a Cosby sweater. And that's why they called it a Cosby Suite. I'm like, oh, you fucks. But yeah, no, this was back when Facebook was still a thing. So they were publicly sharing a lot of shit that I don't feel like in any time period you would want to publicly share these on your social media account. These are just, really fucking annoying, bad messages. I'm not going to get into it. If you want to go over there and look into it, you're by all means. I'm mainly coming here because right here, this guy, Dave Kosek, he was higher up at Blizzard. He left last year, like a lot of these fucking guys did, because I would imagine they saw this one coming. And he is now over at Sony at one of their new studios, the Deviation Studio, that was recently announced, where they're working on a multiplayer exclusive for Sony. So fuck that game until this guy does anything. Not many people have been calling him out lately. I fucking tweeted at him directly because a lot of people were sharing this shit and not really adding him, and I did him the service of adding that fucking dick. And yeah, I mean, Jay, this something's got to change with something's got to happen after this lawsuit, because there has been we could have done Jesus Christ. We could have done an entire episode dedicated to this whole situation, because that's how much has come up in this last week. Last episode, I was way off. When I was tired and frustrated by this whole situation and upset, and I was talking about how games media is just going to, talk about it today and leave it behind tomorrow, like they have been with a lot of shit. Like when I say we could have done an entire episode about this, go over to Vice. The articles at Vice have been fucking appalling. There was at a convention, they approached this woman, this female hacker, asking her when was the last time she was penetrated. There was another article where this guy in 2018 admitted to putting a camera in the women's bathroom at Blizzard. And it's fucking terrible. So if you want to read all this shit, by all means, go and look it all up. I just want to tell you right now, I cannot even put it into words clearly. I am not supporting. I mean, thank God Blizzard sucks. I mean, what have they fucking done in the since, what was it, 2016? Was that when Overwatch came out? They've done
Overwatch, dude.
I liked Overwatch, but fuck Overwatch. Fuck Overwatch now. They've done shitty ports of old games since then, where they've been ruining their legacy with those. Don't buy Diablo 2. Fuck them until they actually do something, because Bobby Kotick putting out the statement saying because they did their big walkout, part 2. If you want the whole run up and everything you need to know, go over to CVNet. Daniel Van Boom, my dude, Daniel Van Boom, did a massive piece on just everything you need to know, summed up, and it's hard to read, but it's got everything down to a T. And when you read about what Bobby Kotick and Activision's statement, they're like, oh yeah, we encourage the walkout. Everyone's gonna get paid. We're gonna pay them for their time off from the walkout. It's like they work salary, dude. How dumb do you think we are, and how dumb do you think they are when you say some shit like that? It's not like they're working hourly and punching a clock or some shit. They have paid time off. That's a thing that happens. You talk to someone, you request time off, and then they figure it out in the schedule and they get back to you. And, that's how it works. So yeah, they would get fucking paid for their time off. That's how the job works. It their Activision's entire response has been frustrating as all fucking hell. I'm swearing a lot. I'm sweaty right now. um, so yeah, I just wanted to bring it back up that a lot more has come out in these last few days about Activision and Blizzard. I'm assuming a lot more is going to continue to come out. I highly recommend not supporting either of these companies until we see some actual change. Ubisoft, when I said no one was going to come back to this because no one ever comes back to Ubisoft. Like Ubisoft has been like, clawing their way up this whole story. They're like, hey, we're still being treated shit like too. Yves Guillemot is completely ignoring our requests and he won't do anything, help us too. It's an entirely fucked situation right now. And I don't know. Jay, do you have any last words on this Activision Blizzard statement until probably next week when there's something horrible?
Fuck Activision and Blizzard. Suck a dick.
Sure. There you go. um yeah, I mean no. I they have the big games, but other than that, they, you just don't support those big games. How hard is it to not play Call of Duty? Like
Not
art.
hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're playing on, but if you got a PC, play some Arma, bro. Arma's way cooler. Have you ever played Arma? Arma's cool. Um, so yeah, let's just get on away from this. Ugh. PlayStation update. Come on now. PlayStation update beta adds 3D audio for TV speakers, trophy tracking, and more. This is over by Jared Moore. Jay, have you seen the kerfuffle going on with the new Twitch the new PlayStation update?
No.
So let me see here. Do I have it in do I got it in my stories here? No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, they added there. This is a big update. So they're adding 3D audio for the TV speakers there, which is pretty impressive. They're fixing trophies. I can't tell you how happy this makes me. If you don't know, on the PS5, they switched the trophy layout from being, just scrolling up and down to they are the size of, they're probably 12 by 12-inch squares that you go horizontally.
Oh god.
And it fucking sucks. You maybe can see 3 trophies on a screen at a time. And it's so frustrating. So they're giving you an option to go back to the original way, which is awesome. They're doing this thing to where you can like kind of put a watermark of the trophy on your screen so you can like, keep up with it and you don't have to constantly check where you're at with the trophy. I fucking love that. Oh, sorry. And that's going to be a big update for the trophy hunters, which I'm super excited about. I hope they fix a lot of that because the screen that they used, I can't remember what it's called, just the help screen that helps you track trophies. It's really good. And when it works, it works really well. But it doesn't work with 90% of the games. Astro's Playroom probably used it the best, and there's no shocker there. But the issue with the update is that they finally added the ability for expandable storage. And I saw a lot of old people in the industry. I don't mean to hate. I don't mean to hate. But I saw a lot of old people complaining about the process of adding the expandable storage. I'm tempted to do it right now just to show you how simple it is, but I'm not gonna because that thing literally weighs 15 pounds. But you literally just pull off the side, you unscrew the SSD slot, like the mounting cover, you take that off, and then depending on the SSD you're using, you screw it into one of the ports, and then you put the cover back over, and that's it. And people were freaking out about the amount of work you got to do for this thing. I think Tom Warren over at The Verge like did some big video about how you have to do all this, and then with the Xbox Series X, you just have to plug in their proprietary memory card, basically SSD, into the back, and boom, there you go. So where this gets tricky is that Sony recommends that you put on your own heatsink.
Oh.
I'm like, you lost me, Sony. I'm like, what? They're like, now some SSDs come with, a heatsink, like already attached, or one that you can, attach once you get it out of the box. And I'm just like, that one's too much for me. Like that one, I feel like you're asking people to do a lot. Like, because not only is the SSD expansion not really good, it's let's see, Microsoft's SSD is $200, their little expansion card. The Sony, the only compatible one as of right now, or like the only recommended Sony compatible one is $250. Um, uh, it's like I can't even remember what the speeds are, but they recommend it's fucking the fastest SSD out there. It is insane. And Sony says it still might not even be as fast as their internal one. And this is starting to have me a little worried about how much Sony's new SSD is restricting them. Um, you remember the PS3, right? With the Cell processor, and that's why all of those games are locked to the PS3 because they were built around a Cell architecture, so they couldn't run on x86 architecture, which I don't know, 400 something billion pieces of tech run on. So I don't know why Sony went with Cell processing, but here we are. That's honestly why backwards compatibility like directly has been so fucked with PlayStation, is because of the PS3. It locked out the PS2 and the PS1, and it locked out the PS4 from ever going back. Um, so I'm not saying that that's going to happen with this SSD because it's an SSD, in the long run. So it's not, anything new that we're dealing with, but it's getting me concerned to the point to where, they're saying that, their games aren't going to run as well off that SSD off of the one built into the system, which is a pretty small SSD. It's 825, and then with the updates and the software and everything, you got 625, I believe. That's not really too good, but the games, they're doing something with their games in this SSD to where they're able to make games smaller, and games are getting smaller on the PlayStation, which is pretty damn impressive. I'm starting to ramble here, but yeah, no, I wouldn't get into this yet. Jay, I know you're a big storage guy, but how much of your storage is dedicated to games? Like, how many games do you have installed, ready to boot up and play right now?
I have a 500 gigabyte SSD that's dedicated to gaming, and I have 8 games installed.
Okay.
And I could tell you how much I have used up of it. I have
Um.
121 gigs left.
Okay. So, because that's my whole thing is I'm also, again, I have really good internet, so downloading a game or like uninstalling and reinstalling a game isn't really a big deal. Um, like GTA 5, a massive game, I could have that installed and ready to play in 20 minutes if I uninstalled it. So I could just wait that 20 minutes. It's not really a big deal. And also, I don't really need more than a few games installed at a time. Like my brother, he for some reason needs 15 games installed and ready to go at a time. I'm just like, that's too much. I don't need that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
I need I need that space for other shit. Um, so yeah, if you can live with the 625 gigabytes, I'd recommend just doing that and waiting for them to maybe do some more updates because look, I mean, I've got, like I said, there's Sony games are smaller than other consoles like PC and Xbox. Like if you look at Hitman 3 on the PS5, it's going to be smaller than on the Xbox and the PC because of what they're doing with their SSD. It's really fucking impressive. And how fast some of these games are. It is when they were saying there's going to be no load times, I did not believe that shit for a second. And there is literally no load times. It is unbelievable. But yeah, let's get on to story number 4 real quick. Jay, I'm curious what you think about. Oh wait, no, never mind. Wait, is this story number 4? I thought I had another one. Let me see here. Story number 4. Oh, yep, nope. Story number 3. Okay, we'll get back to that one here in a second. This one, I'm curious what you want to say about this, Jared. What do you think about this Pokemon live action series in early development at Netflix from Lucifer's Joe Henderson? A new Pokemon series is in early development at Netflix, Variety has learned exclusively from sources. As the project is still in its early days, no details are available about the plot. However, sources say that Joe Henderson is attached to write and executive produce. Henderson currently serves as co-showrunner and executive producer on the popular Netflix series Lucifer, which is preparing to air its 6th and final season at the streamer. Sources also say that the project would be live action series akin to the Detective Pikachu film starring Ryan Reynolds and Justice Smith that was released in 2019. Reps for Netflix and Henderson did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Blah, 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 blah. Jay, what do you think about that?
It's cool.
Did you see Detective Pikachu?
No, not at all. No.
Sinner! How dare you?
I could give two shrimps about it.
It was fine. It was good. It was just a dumb movie to get stoned to at 3 in the afternoon on a Sunday. You got nothing to do. Or at least I had fun with it. I'm curious. What makes me even more curious is how much Netflix is really, or just I want to say just Hollywood in general is really doubling down on video games lately. Like really, really doubling down on video games lately when you think about it. We go back to Castlevania on Netflix. We got that Monster Hunter movie recently. They're doing this. Netflix just did that Resident Evil miniseries, and I believe they're doing a live action movie, or there's another Resident Evil live action movie coming out that's going to be more akin to the video games instead of, that Mila Jovovich actress. I don't know what her last name is. I can't pronounce it. It's like Johokovich or some shit like that. That's a good one. I don't know why I think that's a good one. But HBO's The Last of Us. There's also rumors that Netflix is doing a what is it? Dragon what's the BioWare one? Dragon Age? Yeah. So yeah,
Dragon
there's
Quest. No, I'm just kidding.
no, they're doing Dragon Age. Dragon Quest show would be fucking weird. I don't want to see that. But yeah, Dragon Age series is reportedly in works at Netflix. We also got The Witcher. I mean, the list just keeps fucking going now that I keep sitting here thinking about it. I've never seen Did you see Lucifer?
Yeah, Lucifer's good.
Yeah, I know people really like that show. Like that was one of the shows that when Fox got shut down, or I think Fox just scrapped a bunch of shows, Netflix picked up like 2 or 3 of them. And I'm pretty sure Lucifer was one of those. But yeah, I know that show is pretty highly regarded.
Oh yeah, I like it. I dig it, boy.
So that's cool. I guess we'll see more from that. I am hesitant though, just because this is Nintendo. This is Nintendo property. I don't know if you remember, Jay, but back in like 2014-ish, it wasn't like a report from sources. It was confirmed that Netflix was going to do a live action Zelda series that was reportedly going to basically be like Game of Thrones for a younger audience. And I was like, that is the fucking coolest thing I've ever heard. Like, let's get it. And that was reported, I think that was canceled officially in like 2019. If you want to look into that and let me know the exact details on that. But I know that was true. I know that was a thing. So yeah, that Nintendo, it's got me a little worried. It's got me a little nervous. Or it might have been on Amazon that they were doing the Zelda thing. No, I think I'm pretty sure it was Netflix. I'm gonna say it was Netflix. Um, so yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do. We'll see in the future, I guess. Story number 4, moving through these ones. No, I'll keep blocking ads. Eurogamer. Microsoft says Xbox Series X/S are its fastest selling consoles ever. Now's the time for trumpeting console sales figures, and Xbox has a marketing statistic for its own to flex. Speaking last night in a company earnings call, Microsoft boss Satya Nadella said Xbox Series X/S were the company's fastest selling consoles ever, with more consoles sold life to date than any previous generation. But Microsoft again refrained from sharing its actual sales figures, something the company hasn't made public for many years now. And then, yeah, down here, I was going to point this out, but he gets into it. On Twitter, games industry analyst Daniel Ahmad, I'd recommend following him if you're a numbers guy or find any of that interesting like I do. He noted that the series, I'm just going to call him the series and not because that's just a lot to say. He noted that the series sales are likely now around 6.5 million consoles mark as of June 30th, compared to an estimated 5.7 million for Xbox One over the same time period and 5 million for Xbox 360, the generation before that. Sales have been impacted by supply chain issues experienced across the industry, with component shortages and scalping affecting customers' ability to purchase consoles. Nadella told investors last night demand for Xbox Series X and S consoles, God damn it, he got me to do it, continued to exceed supplies. Still, Ahmad noted that supplies have improved over the past quarter, and accordingly, Microsoft's hardware revenues recently rose 20% on the quarter before. Now, I saw this the other day, and I'm just curious. You can buy a Series X right now. Uh, Unavailable nearby. All right, no, there's maybe not now, but a couple days ago I looked and you were able to buy one. Um, and I wouldn't recommend the Series S because of the storage issue. Um, it's got a 512 gigabyte. Does this thing even have an SSD? I can't even fucking remember. Um, it's not really specifying. Oh, yep, nope, SSD. Okay, yeah, it's got a 512 gigabyte SSD, but it's shortened to I think 200 something because of like software and UI and day one installs and all that shit. And 200 gigabytes, that's low. That's low. And then at that point, you would have to buy their proprietary expansion, which is $200, and it's proprietary. It's a good SSD, but it's proprietary, so it's gonna be like that for like think the hard drives that you would slap on the side of a 360, like a 250. Did they even get that big? No,
Yeah.
they did. No, 250 gigabyte. No, they were like 250 megabyte or some shit. Like those hard drives were small.
Let me
Um,
see. Let me
yeah,
see, because I had an Xbox Elite.
yeah. I do not remember them being 200 gigabytes. Well, no, I guess they could have 250. I guess that kind of makes sense now. Um, but yeah, those were like I remember those were like $150
They're
for like
100. They were 120 gigs with the Elite.
okay. Those were
Yeah.
expensive, and those were expensive for a long. I remember those were expensive down to the point to where the same sized hard drive would be like $90, like $80, at Micro Center or some shit, real cheap.
They were all 120 gigs.
Okay, I
Yeah.
could have sworn there was one that was 250, but I'm probably thinking of something else. Um, so yeah, these are good sales numbers, good for Xbox. They got the best. They sold the most consoles in June, which was really impressive. Um, I'm curious how much that had to do with their E3 showing, because I mean they showed 30 games and 27, 28 of those were to coming to Games Pass. I saw a couple days ago I saw, X it wasn't even like, Wario64 posting that the Series S was available on Best Buy to purchase. Like I just went on and was curious, and it was available. So yeah, I'm curious how much any of that had to do with their sales, but we'll see. And then on the competitors' side, despite short supply, the PlayStation 5 is Sony's fastest selling console ever. And on top of it being Sony's fastest selling console ever, it is just straight up the fastest selling console ever. It was over on Polygon. The PlayStation has sold 10 million units worldwide since its launch in November, reaching that number faster than any other console made by Sony Interactive Entertainment, the company said on Wednesday. Thank you. The PS5 reached the milestone on July 18th, 249 days after its launch, according to another news release sent Wednesday. By comparison, Sony announced on August 12th, 2014, that 10 million PS4 consoles had been sold 271 days after its launch. Sony was less enthusiastic about the weaker selling PS3, announcing in October 2008 that it expected that console, which launched in November 2006, to reach 10 million units sold by March 2009. The PS2, the greatest selling console of all time, has shipped 10 million units as of March 23rd, 2001, more than a year after the system's launch. PS4, which is still a supported and manufactured console, has sold more than 115 million units in nearly 8 years on store shelves, but that 10 million milestone is still significant, at least when it comes to platform makers declaring big success. Jay, why are we still making games for these old consoles? I don't get it. Yes, God of War, Horizon 2, Gran Turismo, the next Gran Turismo 7, all of them aren't only coming out until next year. We'll get into that at the end of this show, but they're all coming out on the PS4 as well. 3 years after. So far, we have had one first party built for the console up exclusive and two second part. Well, now I guess Housemarque was second party at the time, and we still don't know anything about Bluepoint. Just make fucking games like Xbox is even doing it now. They announced that Starfield and a few other games that were coming out next year were going to only be for next gen. But with Games Pass and xCloud, you could play them on the Xbox One still. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. They are doing some insane ass fucking shit over there. Streaming's it's taking over, Jay. It's gonna take over. Xbox, they're setting the new standard. That's what they've done. It's what they've always done. People have ignored it. We've talked about this, but yeah, they're setting the new standard.
Guess we have to get an Xbox then.
Fuck you. All right, where are we at? Story number 6. Oh, god damn it! I thought I deleted this one because I didn't want to get down this fucking rabbit hole. Jay, I'm going to get crushed. They're going to crush me. It's fucking insane what's going on with this game. So, I swear they put in an image here. They don't have the image. Awesome, thanks. So I just got to go to fucking Twitter myself. Dicks! Blue Box Game Studios. Come on. Look at this fucking image. This is a shoddy image. Let me get down the actual one. Yeah, here we go. Dude, they're fucking killing me with this shit. I know you're not a Metal Gear fan.
I see Snake.
I was about to say it's Big Boss. And then this guy pointed out, so it's a generic third-party 3D model anyone can buy. This is really where the game is going. Stock off the shelf assets, and that's fucking true because this image right here is stock footage built on Unreal Engine 5. Now, the abandoned developers at Blue Box Studios has released a teaser image of the fans are continuing to speculate that Hideo Kojima is somehow involved in the project. He's not. He is not, Jay. He is fucking not. But this is what's so frustrating. for all of gaming history, Hideo Kojima has been the only person who can release a game or announce a game this fucking weirdly. And I say he's been the only person who can because he's only been the person to try. No one else has tried to really be this weird and trippy and conspiratorial with his games before. He's done this multiple times. So yeah, on one hand, speculation that Hideo is doing this. On the other hand, I think it's really fucking cool that another studio is trying something like this. But it annoys me to fucking hell when they won't stop leaning into their own conspiracy theory. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is not going to be Kojima. I like, people are being like, this right here, it says welcome to Silent Hill. I'm like, come the fuck on, dude. Like, come on. You're fucking digging. If anything, if literally anything, teaser image. MGS 5. Search. What do we got? We got anything good? I mean, look at the font. Like, if anything, like I say, it's more like that than Welcome to Silent Hill. I mean, just the structure of the font and everything. And then, yeah. Where's that fucking image again? Snake! Come on! It's fucking killing me, dude. And I really didn't want to end on this bad note because, again, like, I feel so bad for this studio. I'm not, like, do not harass this studio when it turns out to not be Kojima, but these guys are begging for harassment from every side of the gaming industry because they won't stop. They won't stop leaning into this. And I mean, again, my only the Caravan to Kojima shit aside, my whole thing is, why would Sony allow them to do this? They are funding this game. Why would they allow them to continue to lean into these rumors? It's fucking weird. The abandoned app is up now on the PS5. You can download it. The real-time trailer experience, I don't even know what the fuck that's going to be. That goes live August 10th. Best fucking believe we're going to be live reacting to that one. And finally seeing what this goddamn game is going to be, because I'm interested either way. I just wish that they would not completely and utterly copy what Kojima has done and does when he announces one of these games. Like, do it your own way, be unique in your own way. But I mean, it's like literally they are copying what he did with Metal Gear Solid 5 to a fucking T, and it's really frustrating. And I hate to end on a bad note, but this one broke last night while we would have been live. So thank God we actually went live today. Sony has delayed the PlayStation exclusive Horizon Forbidden West to the first quarter of 2022, a source tells Bloomberg, confirming a rumor shared by Jeff Grubb yesterday. The latest in video game industry's cascades of 2021 delays. To clarify one question, it seems like the original rumor was that Sony hadn't decided yet, but my understanding is that the game was delayed a little while ago. Let's see here. This guy just commented, Keanu Reeves, holy shit, at Keanu Reeves commented himself. Jeff Grubb said it wasn't decided yet, so are you corroborating his rumor, or are you saying something different? He's like, I'm telling you it is decided and delayed. Now, a few episodes ago, we talked a lot about how take everything with these insiders with a grain of salt. Everything they say. Still do that with this story, but it's not. I mean, I was pretty convinced it wasn't coming out this year in general. There was around the time that last big PlayStation blog post that gave us more details into the actual game itself about how they're going full Breath of the Wild to where you can climb virtually anything. There's all these different mechanics and shit. It's a massive world. They're doing a lot with this sequel. So I totally understand why they're delaying it. And, with COVID and everyone working from home still, and honestly, doesn't seem like it's going to be dying down anytime soon with COVID. Uh, Jay, I can't remember. Did you play the first Horizon?
No.
Oh, that's on PC now, dude. You gotta play it. Please, please play that game. Please, please.
I'll have to check it out, man.
It
Oh my
is
God.
there's dialogue options, it's choice driven. It's got some of the best kinetic gameplay I've ever played. Granted, it's a 2016 game, so some of the UI is a little funky, but this is like easily my most anticipated game that we've seen a decent bit of. So yeah, I am excited for that whenever it comes out. To the Gorilla team, take your time. No rush. I know you guys have been struggling all year, and this has not been easy for any of you, but we will all love to play your game when it finally comes out. But that is it for the news, and now we're going to get into the closing topic. Before we get into the closing topic, though, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to step away for about 5 minutes, go to the bathroom. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, and we'll be back with the closing topic. What it's called, I'm thinking we're going to call it versus mode. Because technically it's going to be J versus P. P versus J. So we'll be
PJ's party.
PJ party. That PJ party. I feel like I fumble my words and mumble sometimes, so I don't want to accidentally say BJ party. And it sounds like we'll get struck on Twitch. But we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Just hang out. This is Punk with a Controller. We'll be right back. I am not muted this time. We are back. This is Punk with a Controller. We are ending with our closing topic here. Not really ending. We'll see where this goes. I'm introducing a new topic called versus mode, but real quick, I'm going to be doing this every now and again, just kind of peeking my head around the corner, because there's some hood shit going on right in front of my house. I don't know. I don't know why, really. But yeah, it's getting janky out there.
How many people are out there?
4.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna just I'll keep you posted on that. But versus mode, I had a revelation last night before we streamed on what this was gonna be, and I was thinking me and Jay could play a little game here where on the fly we normally put a list in a doc where we could each see what we got, so we're not copying off of each other, using each other's shit. He's gonna come at me with a game in a genre, and he's gonna pitch why that game is the best of those games, of games in that genre. I have no idea what the game is. I have no idea what the genre is. It could be. It doesn't even have to be a game specific. It could be, this is the best boss battle. This is the best. I don't know. Whatever. Something. Best mechanic in a game. Could be any of those, and I got to come back at him with a game in a similar vein, in a similar genre, the same game, not the same game, but the same style game. For instance, he could argue Mario Kart's the best kart racer, give his reasoning, and then I would have to come back with why I think Crash Team Racing is the superior kart racer, why Diddy Kong is the best kart racer. Maybe I would throw all of those out and try and convince y'all that I don't know, another game, a different game could be in the same vein as Mario Kart. But this is versus mode. So Jay, what are you gonna hit me with?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
I told you about this yesterday.
I know, but a lot has gone on since then. and these are literally off the top of my head.
Just hit me with one. One to start
Okay.
off with. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Just one game, pitch why that's the best game in that field.
Hell Let Loose is the best World War II shooter ever made.
Fuck. Give me your reasoning. I need to know why.
Reasoning.
I need to
Ready?
know why.
Every single battlefield has been geographically honed in, and like every hill and street and alleyway is real. It is there, and they are set to the time period with photorealism and uh like the best sound design ever.
Just just for clarification.
Does it have to be a
What?
game you know?
No, not at all, not at all. For clarification from you, you said Hell Let Loose is the best World War II shooter. Just for clarification. Okay,
Yeah.
that like okay. I didn't
If
want.
if I wanted to be in World War II, like if I wanted to play a game where I strictly had to scratch a World War II itch, it would be Hell Let Loose.
Okay. I just needed clarification because, like, if you were to say, like, it's the best competitive World War II shooter, then that would fuck up my argument. But no, yeah, I've heard of the game. I haven't played it, but I'm aware of it. Is that one free to play, or is that the other one?
Uh,
That's the other one you like, right?
Yeah, I think it's like $30 maybe,
Okay.
$20 somewhere around there.
So my counter argument to Hell Let Loose, or my counter game, is one that sounds quite similar, or is quite similar. Brothers in Arms, baby. Brothers in Arms is the best World War II shooter. Are you kidding me?
See,
You got the photorealism, you got the real people, you got the real story, the gameplay. There has been
awful.
nothing. You sin.
That is all right, because I have tried playing those games within the past year. I bought them all on PC, on Steam. They were all together for like $3, and
Hell's Highway still plays like great. Like I could see the argument for the first two games because they were older
I
games, more budgeted games.
well,
But
all right, all right.
I still play Hell's Highway every now and again. That's a fucking good game.
Hell's Highway is a pretty alright game,
Oh,
but even when I was younger, playing it on the PS3, like even playing it then, I remember like the game looked so good and felt so good up until a certain point, and then like everything was just so rehashed, repetitive. The textures started looking worse the closer you get to the end of the game. Like you're
oh,
not in
don't
like
get technical from 2008 on a PS3.
I don't care because Frontline, Medal of Honor Frontline, I'd still play over that game.
Oh, you're insane. I mean, you're okay. I'm okay. I mean, you said best World War II shooter. I was more so leaning into the more realistic of the shooters. And
Oh,
or
okay. Well,
just
yeah, Hell
I,
Let Loose wins in that regard too.
my it's the same, like the fields and everything, like it's all taken from photos and from interviews and all that shit. The maps. Um And then what was it my favorite thing to do in that game was, you'd have your team, your team to command, whether it's your assault team or your bazooka team, you'd command them on where to go. None of that exists anymore. I want that in a game so fucking badly right now. Like to that degree. Like, yeah, in Ghost Recon Wildlands, you could tell a guy to go somewhere, but like, other than that, it's a pain in the ass to deal with. They had something special with those games, but not letting anyone die unless, like, it was scripted in the campaign and they had to die. Because yeah, people could just straight up die and then they would be done in the game. And like that is just such a fucking dope mechanic, and I loved that shit. And side note, day that game came out was the same week that Arkham Asylum came out. and my mom took us to GameStop, and my brother got Hell's Highway, and I got Arkham Asylum, and oh, what a week that was, Jay. What a week that was. But fuck. I mean, let me think here. Let me think of a nut like a because
As you're trying to counter argument, I'm gonna think of my next one.
Well, next thing is I'm gonna go.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of afterwards.
Oh, okay. Let me just look up Hell Let Loose gameplay here. See what I'm working with. Refresh my memory. Let's just jump right here. Oh, this already looks really cool. Just graphically and mechanically, the way he's handling the gun. This looks really good.
It's gonna be coming out on PS5.
You sold me.
How
many hours you got in this one?
Let me look. Since each match is usually like 2.5 to 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Hell Let Loose, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking, like, visuals aside.
Dude, there's no way I only have 33.6 hours in this game.
Oh, it sounds like we need to get into that game. Oh,
No,
Zero
dude, I
Town.
think.
What up?
Yo.
Younger with the PS3. Well, dang, way to make me feel old.
Dude, I have a feeling that this number is wrong. 33 hours on Hell Let Loose, unless that's literally like 33 hours. Check this out. Hang on. 33 divided by, just say 3.
Breaking out the calculator here, folks.
It's like 12 full matches.
That's it.
Yeah.
God, they want $40 for this game.
Oh yeah, well they just got
Peeps.
a new like some new shit coming out for it.
I'll add it to my wish list.
They just had a free weekend, I thought.
Well, you should have told me.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, sorry. 100 players, goddamn.
Yeah, it's 50v50, and it's like funneled in, so like those battles seem ginormous.
I was about to say, now is it like Battlefield? So like, just hop in a tank and they're just tanks and
You have
planes
to
out
be
there.
part of a tank squad.
Oh, so it's like Arma, to where you choose your specialty and then that's what you do.
Yeah, but like even the tank, you have to have a full squad of people because like one guy's got to drive, one guy's got to spot, one guy's got to be the gunner, one guy's got to be the commander, and there's even like a clutch and like you have to shift the tank. They're like, whoa, like fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, this game looks really cool. I don't know. Better than, I mean, take the the years, put some years on this game. Shellac this with a 720p, 20 FPS. Let's see how that looks.
I still don't think Brothers in Arms is the way.
Just, I don't know.
What about the outfit? Remember that game?
I don't remember the outfit.
Look it up. It was a launch title for the 360.
Oh God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Is this shit still popping off? It looks like maybe stuff's calming down. Yeah, that's good. That's a good call. Well, I'll give you that one for now. Maybe I'll pick this game up one day and report back. But I'll throw one your way. This one I feel it's pretty obvious on who it's coming from, and just this statement aside, Metal Gear Solid is the greatest stealth game of all time. I'd like to see you beat that one, bub. So this is a game that literally created the stealth genre of video games. There was not a game like this before the original Metal Gear. You got to go back to the original Metal Gear, but I'm talking specifically about Metal Gear Solid. Um, they were originally called espionage games. That's what Hideo called it. And that was a big thing he was pushing with Death Stranding. Was the genre he called it was a strand game. And everyone was joking about that. And then he, in an interview, he was talking about, well, people joked about me calling my games espionage, stealth espionage games. And then they became, and how they're its own genre, and I wasn't attaching it to anything else. And they became its own game years later. Now, hard for me to say going to be the same thing for my game over here, Death Stranding, but all of that aside, Metal Gear Solid, when you break down the fundamental stealth mechanics of it, there's not a game that beats it. So I know you're gonna come in with a little fisherman, but there is not a stealth game that beats it mechanically wise. So let's just start with the idea of taking someone out. And I'm going to speak I'm going to speak from a Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker, and Metal Gear Solid 5 perspective. Because I feel like those are the ones that really, and 4 even too, really utilize the stealth mechanics the best. So let's just start from the basics of taking a guy out. If you just are crouched and you walk up to a guy, he's going to hear you and turn around and get you because he hears you walking up on him. You got to just nudge that joystick a little bit. So Snake does the tiptoe crouch walk to get behind someone to snake him out. And when you get behind someone, you're not necessarily just taking them out. You got options. Bro. You can interrogate them. You can get any info on where you're heading, on what you're doing. You can choke them out, so that you go out with an S record, so you're not killing anyone that you're not supposed to, Hitman style. There you go. And or you can straight up kill them. You can gut them. And that's walking up and grabbing the guy. You could walk up with your gun drawn, and then Snake will be like, hey. And then the guy will fucking slowly, the question mark pop, and he'll put the gun down, put his hands up, turn around. Then you can take over from there. Metal Gear Solid 5, when you go and take out outposts, if you watch it in time loop, each person in an outpost, they have their own schedule. They'll go to sleep. They'll wake up and they'll go get lunch. They'll go up on their watchtower for their time period. They'll go back down. They'll go watch the front gate for their time period. They'll go take a nap. Each one of them has their own schedule, and they all change throughout, the gameplay. And depending on what you do at that outpost, say you go at nighttime there and you pop a bunch of people in the head. Next time you go there at night, they're all going to be wearing helmets with night vision. So you got to react to that. You got to come at them a different way. There's so much just little things like that. In Metal Gear Solid 5, there's a squirt gun. So if you shoot someone and they bleed out in the sand, you could squirt the sand with blood and wipe it away. The only source of light is like a fire and like an oil drum. You could squirt that out with the gun. It's the minute details in these that make them the best stealth games. There's so much more I could go into. One of the best quest puzzles is in the first Metal Gear Solid when you're being held prisoner and being tortured by Revolver Ocelot. And Otacon, he sneaks in and he's the fucking worst character in that entire fucking video game. And you're being held captive in a cell, and he brings you some ketchup, tuna fish, and a cloth that smells like Sniper Wolf. And you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And while the guards has his back turned, you spill the ketchup. What you're supposed to do is you spill the ketchup out on the floor, and then you wipe it all over yourself, and you lay on your ground. This is a PS1 game, Jay. And then the guard comes in freaking out that you're on the ground. You think something happened. And then because of a story that I'm not going to spoil, for some reason, I'm not going to spoil. That's 20 years old. But, sorry, you know me in Metal Gear. I'm going to ramble. If I got the chance to talk about Metal Gear, I'm going to ramble.
Yeah,
And
man.
also just final note, characters, story, everything about the game.
Yeah, Manhunt's better than all of them.
Oh, what do we got? We got
No, I'm
Zero
just
in the
kidding.
chat here, just real quick. Metal Gear Solid is not a stealth game. This is not a stealth espionage. It's not a stealth game. Espionage is the correct labeling because you do not have to rely on stealth to win outside of one fight. This is a good point. That's a point and click puzzle mechanic, the likes of which Sierra Games used for years before that, though as far as not the prison scene. Gonna have to disagree with you there, Zero.
No, I know what he's talking about. Those point and click mechanic games like Blade Runner and shit.
All right, so fine. We'll go with...
outside of the fact, like you had me at like, well, I guess like the squirt gun's pretty cool, but like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, you can do everything you said.
Well, you said Manhunt. Now you're coming at me with Splinter Cell.
That was my joke because I knew it would piss you off.
Oh.
No, Manhunt is not the best stealth. No, you go into a blue you go into a shadow, you turn blue. All right, no, not that one.
Conviction, you go into a shadow, it just goes black and white. Same thing.
Yeah, but no. Chaos Theory specifically being the best Splinter Cell game ever made. The third one. The third one. Pandora Tomorrow. Chaos Theory. Yeah, that's the best one. And that one, you can go up behind enemies, interrogate them, knock them out, kill them. You don't get another cool squirt gun, but you get to shoot out all the lights. You get dope-ass night vision. And that's when they really honed in what that game's supposed to be. But other than that, I can't beat Metal Gear Solid.
I was about to say,
that's the first one.
That's
the first one to do it.
I was about to say, because everything you just said, I was just like, that's from Metal Gear. Shooting out lights and like hiding in shadows and shit. Like that's all from Metal Gear.
It's an argument you can't argue.
So you want me to choose another? Do you want me to do something else? Or I rambled there, so yeah, you go. You hit me with another one.
All right,
and then
this one
you want
cut deep.
Just real quick. After this, you want to play something? You want to find something to play?
Yeah. What do you want to? What do you?
Well, we'll figure that out after you cut deep. Is what I believe you just said.
You ready for this? No one's ready for this one. DJ Hero was the best instrument game out of all of those games. Better than Guitar Hero, better than Rock Band, better than Tony Hawk's Ride.
Are we doing like physical instrument games or rhythm games?
It's got to be the physical instrument.
All right, well my only argument would be DDR because I fucking hated all those games.
DDR trash. Talk about DJ Hero, dude. I don't fucking know, dude. Every time we get one of these topics, I'm like, this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna burn him good. And now I'm like, DJ Hero. Well, all right, ready for the? Well, no, because I talked shit about that game because it didn't age well.
Which one?
I was gonna talk about Gun being like the best cowboy game ever, but
that's a bad argument.
Yeah,
there are a lot of cowboy games that are better than Gun. There's one right on the top of my head. Blue something, green something, yellow something. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a color.
It's Blue Jed Redemption.
There you go. I would say Call of Juarez is better than Gun. That's the end of episode 17. We will be live again next week. Stick around while we play some Sea of Thieves or Valheim or whatever the fuck we want to play. This has been Punk with a Controller. I'm Paul Sabo. That's usually twitch.tv/LordxHam. Go support his channel. He normally streams on the weekends. He's playing a lot of Tarkov, a lot of first-person shooters, competitively and whatnot. Stick around and follow here, subscribe here. Really appreciate it. You can link your Twitch account with your Amazon account. You could give out 1 free sub to any content creator you want a month. That really helps out small people like me because it's just free money sitting in Jeff Bezos' closet next to that kid he stole. So yeah, I will be right back. Or I'm not. God damn it.